I once told my son that my ass is in New Jersey, but my heart is in the Catskills. My name is Frank Pesci. Friends call me Rocco or Frankie. I am Italian descent, Mediterranean blood, but I know in my heart and in my spirit that I have native blood in me. I love my wine. I love life and I love people. I love meeting people, talking to people, drumming with people, hiking, want to do everything in my power to teach the young ones, give them some knowledge of this earth and some spirituality that I can. I guess I've always been a spiritual person, but somehow I would have to say within the past, 40 years, something within me really has awoken as far as spirituality goes. We are all a part of this great universe. I believe there is a creator, and he created all of us, and with his hand and his wisdom, and each of us has his divine spark within us. Some people would never even know these things, and they would never find out, and they live a mundane life their whole life. Go to work, come home, have some soup, watch the news, go to sleep. Well, that's not me. I don't think it ever was. I always enjoyed the outdoors. I loved just being near water, small brook, what have you, anything, butterflies, anything, hummingbirds. As often as I can get to the woods, I go. I like to go when it's cloudy out. I like to go when it's fog. And there's nothing more beautiful than the woods in the fog. It's the woods are deep and hushed and so mystical, and there's so many mystical creatures that dwell within. People would not even believe it if you told them. The simple thing as a deer, one of the most beautiful creatures within the woodlands. They are so mystical. You can look for them in an open field, and they just won't be there. And if you just turn your head a certain way or turn your eye a certain way, there goes 3 or 4 of them. I've even come to the point where I could be within 2 feet of a deer, and I could just tap that deer, and I have. And they just jumped with shock as they didn't even realize that I was even there. I like to be in the woods with I camouflage myself because I want to be part of it. I don't want to scare whatever animals are there or anything like that in nature. I take mud from the ground and I rub it in my hands and I rub it all over my face, my neck, and I just lay down among the trees, among the plants, the ferns. And it's almost as if I become one of them. My feet and my hands become like roots of the plants. And I just lie back on whatever it is, a stone, a tree, and I become one with it. I could feel the energy pulling me, drawing me, and feeding me. That's the whole beauty of it. And so few people know of this. This is what makes me special. This is where my mysticism and my spirituality come in. This is one of my nice pieces I like. I bought a Dremel tool, and I said to myself, I got so much wood around this house. I got to get a Dremel tool. Finally, I bought one, and I was so happy, like a kid in a candy store. So, what do? I paint the piece of wood nice front and back. It's just a little piece of pine. I love pine. And I did a nice tree with a pentagram. This represents the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit, for those of you that didn't know. And I think this is so beautiful, this thing I did. I love this thing. And there's a lot of people that like it also. Should you blunder into this dimension, you will realize that there is no turning back. A realm in which subliminal transgressions transpose inadequacies of one's conscious self towards subjugation and fresh renewals of power. Subconscious messages concurrently expose sanctums interred within the labyrinth of the psyche. vividly explicit apparitions, concocted subliminally, conducively reflects one's realism. I didn't have my glasses on, but that's heavy duty. And I hope I read it slow enough for everybody to kind of understand that. And we can give out some copies later on if you want. But
when did you say you wrote that?
I'm going to say at least 30 years ago.
Do you know where you were? Were you on the job?
Yeah, I was on a job. I was on my job. And tell you the truth, here's exactly how it happened. I'm on my job. And at the time I was a foreman. And that's how I retired as a foreman. I worked 36 years on that job. Loved it. Loved that job. If I can go back today the way it was back then, I would go back right away. And I spoke to a lot of guys retired already that said the same thing, which I am retired. I've been retired 7 years now. And I use all my time to goof off. I love it. So that being said, yes, I was at work, and a warehouse manager, a gentleman, was putting computers in the office, and I didn't know how to use a computer. I may still not know how to use a computer, but to a certain extent. That being said, I just found this like a middle space. Like I just clicked this one button, and I went to page 1,500, and there was nothing there at all, of course, the whole way over. So this thing just came to me at my desk. I never used words like this. I never experienced this. Labyrinth, psyche, conducively concur within. Oh, what are you kidding me? I'm Italian. I'm Italian chief of one-man tribe, by the way. However, this is what I created. You know why? I always say this. I do not take credit for anything of this caliber. It is the Creator who works through me to show me the way and take my hand with pen and hand to put it on paper. That's the only way we exist on this earth. That's the only way. I do nothing without the Creator's hand and guidance. I ask for it every day. I give thanks every day, and I ask for forgiveness every day. And I ask the great Creator to light my path in life and keep shining His light upon it, so that I may walk down a shining path. I have my son. He has named me Chief of One Man Tribe. I think that is the most beautiful thing a person could ever have called me. Chief of One Man Tribe. It's amazing. I do associate myself with many a wild animal. To say what is my spirit animal, I don't know. What is it? A bear, a wolf, a coyote, a crow. These are things I associate with most. But the chief of a one-man tribe just struck me so beautifully here and here. It's just makes me feel good to think about it. And, I'm glad that he came up with that. Chief of one-man tribe has spoken.